Hi, I'm here today with Charlie Bernard from Cyxtera at the AI and Quantum Centre of Excellence here in London. Great to see you here, Charlie, and thanks for talking to us today. It's it's a real pleasure to be here.
Thank you, Graham. One question I had around, we're speaking about the fact we're here in the AI Quantum COE today. Fujitsu is one of our key and founding partners within the environment. Can you tell us about what Fujitsu can deliver to our customers? What tool set have we enabled within the Quantum COE cage that our customers can utilize to meet some of their AI objectives?
Yeah, sure. Well, we've got, we've got, one of the key components, we've got our AI test drive. So that's the hardware components that enable us to prove AI workloads, test AI workloads. I guess it's really bringing those AI discussions to life for our joint customers. For us, we're finding that those customers have a lot of interest in AI. It's prevalent in discussions, but how do you bring it to reality? How do you make use of it in your business? How do you even know how it can help?
Yeah.
And part of our partnership and the journey that we can together deliver to those customers is starting with that, engagement process that leads them through a very controlled and staged process of discovery, scoping, through to a POC, developing a minimum viable product, and then rolling out at scale. And the scoping part is really clear there, which is working with a business to understand the data, the challenges, and to be able to have a defined outcome for AI, as opposed to what most businesses are doing, which is saying, how do I use AI? I know it can be an advantage, but I've got no idea where to start. And our model, is to be able to help educate, help control risk, and have a staged process so that you're not making really hefty investments up front, and then to have the capability with yourselves to be able to deliver all of the technology in a private environment that you have control of, with data sovereignty, etc., in a customized large language model type environment. So it's really, it's an end-to-end, but bringing it to life, and that's what I think the Centre of Excellence helps us all do.
I think bringing it to life is key, and one question I do get asked is, how early is it? It's too early to engage, right? So most businesses know they need to do something with their data. They might have some ideas around what data they hold, what the data flow could be, and what the potential outcomes they could have. But they're not sure whether they should be engaging with consultative services partners like Fujitsu to go and start ideating.
Yeah, it's a really good question.
When would you say was the right time for them to engage?
I'd say now. I'd say because the process of scoping, understanding what the usage models are, us being able to illustrate how AI technology can help a business, that's the first part of the process. Otherwise, you're looking for a specific challenge, then maybe looking for a specific solution that solves that challenge. Whereas here, we're talking about a customized, bespoke solution. So you're utilizing AI technology and our experience and the skills of the professionals and the platforms to be able to help you on that journey. So I would say, have those discussions now, help us get to the point where you can do detailed scoping, and we can help you on that journey. That's not a commitment to do a AI project. That's about getting to the point of determining where the AI payback is going to be in your business.
Exactly. One of the key points we make to our customers is, we need to make sure we're utilizing the right technology for that data flow, right? Because actually, a CPU may provide better performance, better cost optimization than a GPU itself. And what I quite like about the Fujitsu environment is it is agnostic, right?
Yeah.
In the fact that you do have Intel CPUs, you have NVIDIA GPUs, you have other technologies, including your digital annealers as well.
Yeah.
So we see quantum's mentioned here. Can you talk more about what you're doing in the quantum space? I saw a recent announcement with Oxford Quantum Circuits in Spain. I don't know whether you can tell us more about that.
I wouldn't claim to be an expert in that but we absolutely are combining quantum technology with AI, with HPC compute power, etc., to deliver those next level AI workloads and computational facilities. A lot into research. You'll have seen with things like Fugaku, etc. In Japan with supercomputing, we're bringing that ARM A64FX technology making it commercial, taking it out into other establishments. So we're combining those, I guess, those processing GPU, components, or just utilizing the accelerators in existing CPU technology with Intel, etc. In terms of with our partners, to make sure that we've got the right technology for that, and that's across the plethora of AI and quantum type, environments. Some of it may be, relatively, I guess, simple, and it might just be CPU and acceleration. Others may need GPU. Others may need some, I guess, some more, quantum-like and quantum-type computing, depending on what those workloads are. But we have the capability to address those, and that's what's great about, I guess, Fujitsu's capability and our capability with Cyxtera in terms of in the Centre of Excellence is all of those capabilities are brought together and can be showcased to customers.
That's brilliant. If we slightly pivot to one of our core product sets that we have collaboratively, which is the Enterprise Bare Metal platform. So Cyxtera give our customers an option when it comes to consuming servers and infrastructure in the data center. There's the rather old school method of buying all your hardware on a capex, shipping it to site, having to deal with it from a resource standpoint day to day unless they're using our remote hands. This is where we've developed our Enterprise Bare Metal offering, which allows our customers to buy on a more consumption-based model, right? So more agile, in line with public cloud. But most importantly, it allows them to have control. And that's one of the key elements here. We don't do pizza boxes. We work closely with tier 1 OEMs like Fujitsu. Could you explain to the viewers what are the benefits of utilizing Fujitsu Primergy servers?
Well, I think, as you said, I think one of it goes back to providing our customers with the choice of how they want to consume that technology. We have a plethora of data center technology in terms of we also give customers an alternative to public cloud. So if a customer wants to be able to buy as a capex upfront, okay, fine. If they want to take a full consumption model with Fujitsu U-Scale in terms of a pay-per-use, absolutely, with dedicated hardware. If they want to then combine that with in terms of with the hosting, with the connectivity pieces, etc., Enterprise Bare Metal with Cyxtera in terms of provides that ability to consume on a monthly basis, have absolutely full control down to the onboard management level of those servers, to know where the physical servers are and to have complete control around the delivery of the application level or the platform. So for us, it adds that third dimension there, which is in effect smart co-location at one end in terms of capex at the other, and if you want to take a U-Scale, and that's not to say you can't combine U-Scale and in terms of co-location, but in terms of with the other services and the marketplace and ecosystem that you bring together, there's an end-to-end solution which is an amazingly viable alternative to public cloud.
And I agree completely. I think we have that full spectrum there, right? So all the way from something like Enterprise Bare Metal that allows our customers to deliver data center as a service in effect. So you don't have to worry about the hardware. You can still consume it as if it's in a dedicated fashion, right? So you still get the inherent benefits of control you'd expect if you bought it on a capex and stuck in a data center. But we can have all the way from there, that end of the spectrum, to fully co-located capex. And the in-between section is filled with U-Scale, right? And we can still pair U-Scale alongside co-location of metered power as well. So we have got the full spectrum.
And you and I have seen it in terms, some of that is incredibly valuable to our service provider partners.
Exactly.
So our service provider partners building platforms, ultimately they are likely to be located in a data center, etc. It'll be a facility like one of the ones that you have, and subsequently then they can build a platform, they can consume that on a monthly basis, and the key thing there we find is de-risking our service providers, allowing them to match their cost to their revenue. They're charging customers on a flexible per monthly basis. It's a great way to then be able to consume services, consume space, and deliver that and match costs with revenues rather than making big chunky capex. So it's a great alternative for our service providers, and we've jointly seen a lot of success in that space into that marketplace.